Miso from Miso Soup Games. Today's I'm just going to do a pretty unstructured video, an update about who we are. I guess not an update, our first one, to be honest. An introduction of who we are, kind of talk about what we're trying to do, what we're worried about, things that are going on, just so people have a better idea of actually who we are instead of just seeing stupid flex videos or whatever analyses videos I decide to do on the current week of. So yeah, I'm Miso. You can call me Joseph, whichever one you prefer. I just thought Miso was easier than that. And me and a few other colleagues of mine were trying to start a online, I guess, card store business, calling it Miso Soup Games because we had a really hard time finding a name that wasn't taken yet in terms of domains. Actually, like you can try that. Go to namecheap.com. Do any animal, anything fun, and then games or cards, it'll probably be taken or cost you thousands of dollars. So we're trying to do that. Originally, it just started out with me doing the Magic side on eBay. We realized, oh, there's some potential here. And recently, we've been trying to get into the Pokemon side too. Yeah, like pretty much how we started was I was watching too many videos on YouTube. I'm sure these are just meme names at this point, but watching Pokianese sell his Japanese stuff, very motivating guy, and him talk about his videos, RNG games, and how he breaks magic stuff and then sells it after finding a spread between the expected value of the cards and the cost to obtain the stuff. And I don't know, Game Vitamins, who's basically doing the same thing but going from the ground up, or even old Rudy at alphainvestments.com. Just seeing all these, we felt pretty motivated, thought it was possible, so we got started. I guess, well, you can probably tell, you can see behind me all those Pokemon boxes there. Yeah, so we've been in this for a little while now. Like, this is probably month 3 of really trying into this. We honestly should have started doing update videos earlier on. Would have been really cool to look back and see how we grew from the beginning, but better late than never, I guess, in most things. It's kind of how Pokemon works, right? With how the market is right now, with how expensive everything is, and now you can't get stock. Let's see. I guess since the start of the year, we originally just like bought some really good deals back when Murders at Karlov Manor was still really cheap and undervalued. I kind of identified that with how the surveil lands were. We bought how much is it? Like about $1,500 CAD worth of that stuff. Book those open. Those are on our eBay. I'll pull that up to show. Hopefully, I don't dox myself. I'll get rid of anything too identifying if it comes up. My eBay, and let's see, listings, active. Okay, perfect. Nothing too crazy will get out there. Oh, ignore this. This snap is not worth $30. I'm just doing some testings. Let me sort that by price so you can actually see some of the nice stuff we have. We sold a good amount of the Murders at Karlov Manor singles already, but it's still it's some of it's still here, and then we have more boxes that we haven't broken up yet. So that snap is not $30. I was doing some testing for some eBay automation scripts I was writing. Oh, let me make that higher. Okay, so you can start seeing some of the singles that we're selling already. Like Delnade, Undercity still has some of these. A lot of these surveil lands still here too, on the eBay side of things. So that's where we got started. At the same time, I was focused mainly. At the time, we were only doing eBay, so I was writing scripts to automatically take like Delver Lens outputs and then automatically update or put them onto eBay quickly. Since making postings was absolutely miserable, we're trying to build a more sustainable business. You can tell that I made those because if you click on these posts, you can see that there's not too many details. These names look very AI generated, but this is how you can identify things on eBay: like game, name of card, foiling version, if it has showcase or special borders or not, set, and then condition. Most of our stuff is near mint. We got some lightly played because Wizards has terrible quality control, but you know, whatever. We take what we can get. And then the bottom is just like this whatever description I made. And all this was just done with like Python scripts and the eBay API. That the documentation is a little bit sus on that one, to be honest. It took me forever to get that. Um, yeah, so that's what we started in January. And then at the same time, we eventually decided we probably want to get our own site too because eBay fees are insane. It's like 13.25%. Then they take 40 cents on every transaction, so it sucks selling singles. And then I don't know, it's just not a good time. And then you don't even get to know who your customers are, so you can't really build a true audience or build an email list or anything. Which is when a buddy of mine, he's kind of a designer. We call him the designer. You'll see him in some videos when they finally have time to actually edit everything properly. But um, yeah, he's a cool guy. He's building the site. I call this the front end, even though it's all WordPress. Sorry, let me go there. Miso Soup Games. This is like 2 months into it already, so he's done a lot of really great work already. We just actually got this eBay thing last week. I really like it. Shows some more credibility since it's just some random site people haven't seen before, which is pretty sus. And then on the bottom, he just added these most popular things. I think this looks really sick. Like he's been doing a lot of great work, and I'm teaching him more about the card game side of the business. You can click on shop and see a lot of our products. And then some things are broken right now, so the sorting doesn't work, but we're going to resolve that soon too, because we sent a lot of orders with our business card on them, and I don't want people clicking on here and being like, what the heck is going on? Why is there magic in my Pokemon and Pokemon in my magic? But we've been doing that. Actually, funny enough, one thing I want to mention is we were crazy or cheap, probably more so the latter, cheap, and decided to do this on WordPress and WooCommerce just to avoid some Shopify fees. Kind of questioning that decision sometimes, but I think it's good moving forward since Shopify, there's a lot of risk of them shutting you down if they question the um, authenticity of your product, according to some videos I've seen on YouTube. And it gives us a lot more control for cool things we can do, like even integrating our inventory on both eBay and our site. We have a lot more control over that, can do it a lot cheaply, and a lot of little features like the thing you saw earlier with the eBay on this. I think you might have to pay to actually get this on Shopify. So it gives us a lot of control, long-term gain, but our short-term pain is absolutely insane. We're getting destroyed on that end. Yeah, so the site's up, and right now we're still mainly trying to get like our entire inventory put together, so like a nice system for breaking up magic boxes, uploading the singles, getting the quantities all right, and then having that inventory in one place and then synced to both our main website misosoupgames.com and eBay, with eBay being our what I hope to be more of an advertising thing so that people can see these, buy some stuff here, and then eventually be converted to our real site where our prices will always be cheaper than the eBay side since those fees are so high. And it gives us a lot more control, and hopefully we can build a mailing list, start doing other better card shop businesses like doing a buy list, maybe doing store credits and giveaways. There's a lot there we could potentially do. Let's see, what else do I need to talk about? Oh yeah, and another thing that we've been doing for like since maybe mid February, kind of lost track, was also running our social side of things. Again, watching way too much Pokey, so there's that side of it, but it makes a lot of sense to me. So just making these videos here, trying my best, experimenting. Some doing okay, some doing terrible. We know how it is. Yeah, so we're trying to do that, make better videos. Like my goal, hopefully by mid-April, is to be done a majority of our back end set up for like getting our inventory up, so I can actually do some proper research and learn what's missing in the niche of, I guess, Pokemon, because we want to focus more of our content there. Actually, just on that topic, like the reason we want to focus on Pokemon rather than Magic is, I think to me the two games are pretty distinct in how they operate and how value is decided. So like on Magic side, you actually play the game. Most people don't really collect. Like for any card's price, it's almost entirely decided based on its playability, and then I guess the supply side of it too. Like if it's a mythic that's in a very high demand, then it goes really high in price, which makes perfect sense. But then on the Pokemon side, it's more collection based. People actually like sealed and breaking stuff. So I think those are easier to sell and market as something to buy, like something that people actually might want to buy from you. But then the Magic, it's kind of just a price war. People kind of just want to get cars the cheapest they can from someone relatively reputable that ships nicely, which is one thing we're very proud about. Tangent there, but I've already made too many shipping videos. You can check those out if you want. Um, yeah, so that's our social side. We have our TikTok. We have, let me pull this up on the other side so it's not going to my personal account by accident. Just making sure. The other two side of our socials right now, we have our Instagram. I don't really like using Instagram. I actually don't even really have a personal one until I wanted to reach out to Japanese vendors. Maybe I'll dive into that story another day. Let me see my posts. Yeah, we can see all those here. Similar stuff as earlier. And then we have our YouTube as well. My embarrassing recommended over there. It's all just Pokemon content and things about making videos, which makes sense. And then let me find our videos. Nice. So we have those here. Some actually it just doesn't really do well. We barely break 100 views on most things, but that's all right. And then these over here. Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at in total. I guess I can kind of talk about what we want to do, some of our current goals, initiative, projects. So right now, we have a huge backlog. Oh yeah, actually, before all that, how screwed are we right now, and why are we doing this? Right now, we're about $9,000 deep into this Canadian, so not as bad for American viewers if they happen to see this. We have about $4,000 in Pokemon. You can see up there a good amount of new boxes. And then for the Magic side, another about $4,000 in draft boxes that I identified that should have been really good EV. If for anyone who doesn't know, that stands for expected value. So like the value of those singles, if the total amount of them outweigh the cost of the box by a lot, then we can pretty much just get those, have fun breaking open the packs, and then selling them to make some percentage increase to hopefully make money and then increase our overall inventory. So like how I might, wrong spreadsheet. Just let me pull up an example. So how I would do that is I actually had a script. I don't really want to pull that out on Python right now, but what it does is it eventually calculates the expected value of all the singles of the cards inside. I can show that video again one day if we want, but basically here we found MKM. Let me find that. For example, we were able to get a lot of these boxes for 170, and then their total value of the singles was actually 180 USD. So that would probably net us maybe 15-20% margin after selling it and the eBay fees. So we'd be increasing our total, value of all the stuff we have and the money we have in on Miso Soup Games. So because of these things, we ended up buying $4,000 worth of different products just because we want to get a different variety of Magic singles, since I've noticed that people like to just have a one-stop shop, even on the eBay side, get everything, reduce the shipping costs, and then receive a nice package of everything all together in one place. So we have a lot of MKM, we've got OTJ, none of the other stuff is organized, by the way. Only MKM is up because I've been so behind on our inventory updates, scripts, and methodologies. So we have, OTJ, we have behind me Baldur's Gate. Just opened them as a mental health break. I guess I open packs. Just maybe this whole thing is just me looking for an excuse to open things, but that's okay. We have Baldur's. We did a lot of Brothers War openings. You can look back into videos in the past that have no views to see those. Let me see. And then we have like 2 mom boxes that I found for a decent price, but not too much since we can't really just buy boxes. We can only do it when we identify a good spread between the EV of the box, of the singles and the box themselves. And if you notice, a lot of modern stuff is pretty trash to open, which is why we don't get to open it too much, but I still value it pretty highly as part of the business. Like, look at this, like Aether Drift 100 and the cost of a box is 170. You'll never make your money back. Or Foundation is not too bad, 160 is decent. Bloomberg is pretty high, 175. On the American side, I think you can find something close to that, like boxes less than 175 hopefully, and then you might be able to do that. But in Canada, it's a lot harder because we can only import American Magic products. OTG is great actually. It's like almost 200 EV now. This is a little bit out of date. This is early March. I have to run this again, but I'm going to be trying to pick up a lot more of those too, and then having some OTJ single or more OTJ singles when those are up, and then you can. This goes back really far. And then for the Brothers War, I guess outside of the video, we paid like 130 CAD for most of our boxes. We're expecting 140. We got a little unlucky on that, but that's kind of the way it is. We're just basically gambling where the odds are in our favor, but still good to expand the inventory that we have. So that's how deep of a hole we are in terms of inventory. Just Pokemon, sealed products, Magic singles. So that's the two legs of what we're trying to do. And then how we're trying to sell is, again, we're trying to eventually get people to our site, hopefully, just so we don't have to pay the fees and we can actually have a lot more control. But in the meantime, we have our eBay side too, which has been doing pretty good. Let me just make sure nothing too sus comes up before I show this. One moment. Miso Soup Games, like this is where we are. Actually, I'm really proud of how we have 180 items sold now with 100% feedback. And if you ever look at the feedback, oh, whoops, I'll have to blur those out after. Don't want to dox anyone, but like we have 43. They're all good. People keep talking about how well we ship stuff. That's something I worked a long time on to perfect. And then in terms of how much sales we actually made just for the last 30 days, 900. Nothing too impressive since like pay so much to obtain this inventory, but it's getting up there. We're working on it, and hopefully when we move all the spend to our actual site, the margins will be a lot better. So that's what we want to do, and then the way we want to get there is through social media, and then just really trying to throw our business cards and make a good impression whenever we do an eBay order, so that people can see who we are, gain some trust in us, and hopefully go to our real site eventually. Yeah, so that's our socials. Oh, yeah, backend and inventory. So for that one, I mentioned earlier that we're on WooCommerce and eBay. So how that usually works for me is we'll like buy a box, scan it on Delver Lens or ManaBox, and then I'll try to upload that to eBay after running another script to grab the most recent prices, because prices fluctuate so much in card games, which is hard to work with. But the harder something is, hopefully the better rewards you get by doing a good job of it. And then literally just yesterday I was working on this script here. I'm not going to scroll around too much because I might have exposed some credentials as strings there. Any coders will know that's really bad, but when you're this busy, things can happen. Yeah, actually, I'll find the cool part on the side. Okay, nothing too sus here. I can show that. Here's some of the logs where it'll like show the card name and then what the name would be on eBay, a price, some new quantity bundling stuff I'll maybe explain another day, and then like a really long, boring sus eBay descriptions pretty much on all our cards, because we can't do better for now. Usually the script would grab like the picture of the card, put that to eBay picture services, and then upload that there. But just having, I guess, a better method of doing this with, I guess, ingesting inventory between ManaBox scans, Delverland scans, and a CSV input, since for like crappy commons and uncommons, I just sort those by hand. Makes no sense to scan those and then upload those. It takes a while to get all that in the right format before being able to upload efficiently. So that's like kind of the back end side in terms of just the eBay. And then let me pull this up on the side again, just to be careful. By the way, this video was supposed to be like barely 10 minutes or 11, but I realized I've been rambling for hopefully not too long now. But maybe a future update video will be shorter. I guess this is kind of just an intro of everything we've been doing so far, which makes sense why it's taking so long. Okay, cool. So here we're using something called Webcall eBay Connector right now. Not sponsored. I probably wouldn't want to get sponsored by them. It's not the best software, but it does what we need. So what this does, it connects our eBay store to our WooCommerce side, and every time we add a new posting on the eBay, it'll be reflected on our WooCommerce side, and the inventory, like quantities, will be controlled as well, so that we don't ever oversell, which would be an absolute nightmare. Um, so we just got this working recently. Maybe I'll show a tutorial on that one day. But if you like change the inventory anywhere on our listing side, um, orders, listings, active, like anything here, if we change the quantity, like here, it'll show on our WooCommerce side, which is really helpful. And that's pretty much the only feature of this connector that works. It was supposed to be either way around, but I couldn't get it to do the WooCommerce side to eBay, so we're just going to. It's fine. It's like a pretty cheap, like $99 lifetime license. So I don't feel too bad about it. There's better connectors out there, but they're like 300-400 a year. Or if you use Binder POS, you're paying 2% on all your orders. So Binder POS is the biggest POS. Um, yeah, this was just the cheapest way we could do it. So our eventual workflow would be use script, upload to eBay, do some modifications to the eBay, like making full images, which is one thing that I think is actually so done poorly in the industry. Like this could be edited better. I put that as a low priority thing. But when people like make a posting, like show that the card is foiled, so like people have a better time shopping. Seriously, or like when you're doing like bundles of four of the same commons, like put a four times in the picture so it's clear. Just make it a little bit better for the customer. But I digress. Sorry, that was a tangent. But okay, it's the workflow. So we're going to upload that to eBay using the connector. It'll all be sent back towards our WooCommerce side of things in our products. And then I'll use the WooCommerce API to do some updates to this because I don't want our side to have these sus eBay specific names, change the pricing a bit, get the categories and tags right because all of it is broken because this plugin is not the best but does one thing really well, which would have taken me months of dev time. I had a whole lucid chart for any devs out there watching this, and it was really bad. Maybe I'll pull that up one day just to show you guys. It was a really weird idea, but not the best. So it solved one of our biggest problems pretty much, but it's not very good in other aspects and causes a lot more problems. Um, Sorry, that's the workflow side of things. We'll do that, and it'll update the Woo side, and then in the future, if we need to change prices, we'll probably just do that on the WooCommerce side since it can sync back to the eBay side after. I can show what that looks like. Connector. So like this thing is okay. Like you can go to the eBay settings part here, and then there's the price rules, and then it gets sent to the real one. I'll have to edit out some stuff I just doxed myself on there, but that's okay. Low editing. I said mostly one take, but a few edits need to be made, which makes sense. Um, yeah, so that's the workflow and what we're working on. Two ways are selling, back end, inventory. Site design wise, that's what the designer is doing. You'll see him eventually. He's just going through a lot of stuff. We've completely forgone SEO because we're so busy trying to even get all our products onto the eBay and store. We're going to continuously work on that. Like, honestly, I don't like how our slogan is. If you go to the part like no hype, just honest deals, I think this is kind of a silly line, but we'll improve that in the future. When you're a startup with like three people and then no one working full time because we all have like day jobs, it's not easy to do everything. We have to make sacrifices. Marketing, we're doing, or I guess marketing and socials. There's so much to do, like videos. I think we really need to improve. There's a few, they're kind of all over the place. Some flex videos, just following more Poking Yeti advice. Some analyses, which I really enjoy doing since it follows closely on my day job. It's something that we actually have a competitive advantage in. Um, Doing some news videos, I do want to do that. Like one thing I really want to do actually is hopefully I can get it out. Is an effect of reprints and a rough idea on the market, because Terrestrial Festival or Prismatic Evolutions for everybody is getting reprinted. It's either now or early April, and prices are already starting to go down a bit. I'll probably do a big order again within 10 days, but I can hopefully get that out so viewers can take advantage of that too. Um, so yeah, the socials, still working on that. Marketing side, uh, we recently realized that selling, I guess, bundled products actually does pretty well on eBay. Let me find an example. One moment. Like for some reason, even if it's like the same stuff with just a really small, modest discount, people really enjoy buying when it's all together. For some reason, I'm not too sure why, but I guess it looks really nice on the picture, or probably some other reason. We're still learning why things work and don't work. Uh, yep. Let me pull that out here. There's some doxing information there, so I don't want to move it. But this is our first bundle product that's selling really well in Canada. It was just 5 of the lower value packs, but all together shipped in one little package, and people seem to really enjoy this. Like we already have 5 sold within like 2 days putting that up and getting a lot of views. And then we have one product I'm really excited for. I'll probably make a TikTok short about it. We're calling it Trainer's Treasure. It's this little thing coming in a slot box. Actually, I'll pull that up right now. So we need to fix the packaging on this. So it's like these little boxes here. You open it up, and then, oh yeah, shout out to the designer again for making this. I actually think it looks really sick. You'll open it and get here like a team bag of, I think we'll end up doing 6 or 7 packs, not sure yet. And we'll put some of the better ones out there. Like you'll get a 151 pack, these two together to create Surging Sparks, that's Super Electric Breaker, Paradise Dragona, and then 4 other whatever packs just to increase the variety there. And then 2 singles as well. Sorry, let me hold that up. So this is a shout out to our shipping. You'll get everything in these semi-rigid or card savers, so those are better for shipping. I can explain why some other time. And you'll also get 2 Japanese singles, like one of the 3 starters, can't tell left or right, and some Pikachu exclusives. So like I think pretty excited to have all this together, and then it's in these boxes that are specially made. They're called slot boxes. Cool company in Victoria. They are super light. They're 1.7 centimeters tall, so that they actually fit into the Canada Post mail side of things, and you'll save so much on shipping. Like this entire thing, if we can perfect it to be less than 100 grams, we can ship for $2.60, which I don't think a lot of other sellers on eBay have figured out yet. So I think this will be hopefully our breakout product. I just honestly think it looks really sick. It has all the varieties. It has nice packaging. Hopefully it'll be what kind of gets us out there. So that's kind of the one aspect of marketing, and then fulfillment is something that I still have to do. Just packing all the orders takes time too. I'm only able to put maybe 15, 20 hours a week into all of this. Like pretty much everything except site design and I guess some like product design I'm handling at the moment, so it's very difficult, and why a lot of things are sus, not done, or look terrible right now, or even the videos are really not the best. Like last week I made 5 videos that were supposed to be flex videos, did terribly in one of them, getting a lot of dislikes. I dislike it too, so that's okay. I would have disliked it as well. But those were just made so I would have some time to actually code and work on our newer eBay upload system, and then our eventual WooCommerce like update from eBay crossover system, just so we can get that up. Actually, just on a quick mention for that, we have our third guy. We'll call him Jofs. He's pretty busy. He only gets to work with us like once a week, but he's a valuable member of the team as well. So in total, there's me, Miso, the designer, and Jofs, 3 guys on Miso Soup Games. That's the team right now. Other updates, fulfillment, current projects. Oh yeah, video experimentation. Hopefully, once I get the main 2 scripts up and we have at least all our inventory on eBay and the site, I can actually do a better job of this. eBay uploads is what I'm working on. Word integration. These are the 2 things corresponding to those scripts, and then making more custom products because we found those bundles to do really well. And we have some ideas on the Magic the Gathering side bundles too, like token packs, full art land sets, I don't know, rare surprise boxes, 50 card lots with guaranteed one planeswalker and three rares, different things like that I'm pretty excited for. Um, Let me see. This video is pretty long. I was going to talk about how things are going competitively and who we're afraid of right now, but I think I'll save that for a future update video. But overall, that you have an idea of who Miso Soup Games are now, I guess, and a lot of our pain points and difficult things working through. But hopefully, will we get better? And now that you've seen the first video, I can make updates easier for anyone who unfortunately gets caught into this weird situation all three of us have gotten us into while trying to start an online card business. So in Canada, randomly during the greatest Pokemon boom of all times. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you found anything cool in this video, honestly, or anything you want me to talk more about or explain, like these scripts and these APIs, they took me a while to learn, so I don't mind going through all that. We're talking about how I estimate box EVs. Any topics you might find interesting, please let me know. I'm always looking for video ideas at this point, and if you manage to stick it out, thank you so much for doing that. Okay, bye.